everyone. This is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join ACE Radio School on Wazobia, Abuja to continue learning while you're at home. This is for nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, STEM subjects. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths. This is an ACE charity initiative. Powered by the Malala Fund.
This broadcast is for secondary school students. Hello listeners, I am Adesomi Temitayo, your ACE Radio School English teacher. How are you doing today? I hope we are all doing very fine. Welcome to class. In our previous lesson, we learned about a phrase, which is a combination of two or more words that form part of a sentence and does not convey a complete thought. Today, we'll be looking at the basic types of phrases. Types of phrases. There are 5 types of phrases in English, which are noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, and prepositional phrase. For the purpose of this lesson, we will only study the noun, adjective, and adverb phrases. Are you ready? Get your writing material. So, we're going to look at just 3 types of phrases today. We'll look at the noun phrase, the adjective phrase, and adverb phrase. We'll start with the noun phrase. Noun phrase. A noun phrase is a group of 2 or more words that is headed by a noun. In other words, a noun phrase plays the role of a noun. We all know what a noun is from our previous lesson. A noun is a naming word. So a noun phrase now is a group of 2 or more words that performs the grammatical function of a noun. Examples: I saw the village headmaster. The noun phrase in this sentence is the head words of the sentence. What is a head word? Now, a head word is a word which is followed by an explanation of its meaning. So, the village headmaster is the noun phrase in this sentence. Who did you see? I saw. What did you see? I saw the village headmaster. So that's our noun phrase. Example 2. The man at the gate is my father. The man at the gate is my father. So the noun phrase in this sentence is the man at the gate. Ask yourself, what is the head sentence? What's the head phrase in this sentence? The man at the gate. Who is your father? The man at the gate. Sentence 3. Abdullahi is the doctor. Abdullahi is the doctor. The noun phrase in this sentence is the doctor. The doctor. Who is Abdullahi? Abdullahi is the doctor. So we have a couple of examples there that explains a noun phrase to us. Number 2, adjective phrase. Adjective phrase. Of course, in our previous lesson, we've learned that an adjective is a word that modifies or gives us more information or describes a noun. An adjective phrase is a group of words that describe a noun or pronoun in a sentence. So in this case, an adjective phrase is a group of words instead of a word. An adjective is a word, just a word that describes a noun, but in this case, it's a group of words that describes a noun or that performs the same grammatical function as an adjective. Examples: she wore very expensive shoes. She wore very expensive shoes. The adjective phrase Very expensive describes the noun. What kind of shoe? Remember, adjective gives us information about the noun. So the group of word very expensive in this sentence is our adjective phrase. Sentence 2. The final exams were unbelievably difficult. Unbelievably difficult is our adjective phrase. Sentence 3. This pie is very delicious. Very delicious is our adjective phrase. Are you following? Good. Number 3, adverb phrase. Adverb phrase. And of course, as we've learned before, an adverb is what? Can you remind me? An adverb performs the function of what? What does it do? It modifies or gives more information about a verb. So an adverb phrase is simply a group of two or more words that function as an adverb by doing what? By describing a verb, adjective, or another adverb in a sentence. Adverb phrases answer the following questions. It answers the question how, where, why, or when something was done. Examples: I parked the car under the bridge. I parked the car under the bridge. So under the bridge is our adverb phrase. It tells us where the car was parked. Sentence 2. The nurse returned after a few minutes. The nurse returned after a few minutes. After a few minutes is our adverb phrase. It tells us when the nurse returned. Sentence 3. He studies hard in order to pass. He studies hard in order to pass. In order to pass is our adverb phrase because it tells us why he studies. Okay, in a nutshell, we have looked at three types of phrases. Look at the noun phrase, look at the adjective phrase, and look at the adverb phrase. If you've mastered your parts of speech, you know what a noun is, you know what an adjective is, you know what an adverb is. The only difference is that for the phrases, a couple of words rather than just one word. Now, a couple of words perform those grammatical function as the same part of speech. Okay? Test time. Can you identify the phrase from the following sentence? Are you ready? Listen. Khadija read the article like an expert. Khadija read the article like an expert. If your answer is, if I underline like an expert, so what kind of phrase is there? Khadija read the article like an expert, and I underline like an expert. Of course, if you say it is an adverb phrase, you are very correct because it tells us how she read the article. Sentence 2. He bought a beautiful red dress. He bought a beautiful red dress. I underline a beautiful red dress. I underline a beautiful red dress. So what kind of phrase is this? Very good. If you're saying it is a noun phrase, you're very correct because a beautiful red dress is the head word in that sentence, a group of words, the head sentence, because it tells us what he bought. Sentence 3. The man in red shirt is my uncle. The man in red shirt is my uncle. I underline in red shirt. In red shirt. So what kind of phrase is this? Very good. If you're saying it's an adjective phrase, you are just correct because in red shirt describes the kind of man, the noun, the man, okay? So in red shirt is an adjective phrase because it performs the same function as an adjective. Very good. I hope we have learned something today. Home task. Do this at home and submit it as a text message to the number that will be announced from the radio now. Give one example each of a noun phrase, adjective phrase, and adverb phrase. Okay, just give one example as a sentence. Okay, you type it as a text message and send your answers to the number that will be announced after today's lesson. This is where we wrap it up on today's English lesson. Until I come your way again, it's Adesami saying bye for now.
Hello everyone, this is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join ACE Radio School on Wazobia, Abuja to continue learning while you're at home. This is for nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, STEM subjects. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths. This is an ACE charity initiative. Powered by the Malala Fund.
Hello students, this broadcast is for secondary school students. My name is Mrs. Oluwashina Teniola and I welcome you to today's math class on ACE Radio School. Today, I will be teaching you algebra. Yes, algebra. But most importantly, I'll be explaining how to simplify algebraic expression. I'll be explaining how you can simplify algebraic expressions. Get your pen and notebook and let's get ready to learn. Algebraic expression is a combination of letters and numbers. Algebraic expressions is a combination of letters and numbers. It also means representing numbers with letters. It also means representing numbers with letters. For instance, 2a, 3b, 5d, and so on. So you can also combine one for yourself. Am I hearing somebody say 10k? Good. It can also be in the form of 2a plus 3b, 5a minus 3c, and so on. Just note that whenever you see a letter with a number combined, it is known as algebra. Great! So I believe that whenever you see an algebraic expression, you'll be able to identify it. Good work! Now let's move on to simplifying algebraic expressions. Check out this example. 2a plus 3a. 2a plus 3a. What do you notice? The numbers 2 and 3. They have a common letter and that letter is A. Good. This makes it easy for us to add because they are like terms. Let's add 2 and 3. This will give us 5. Beautiful. Hence, 2a plus 3a equals 5a. Note, whenever you want to simplify an algebraic expression, check to see if they are like terms or unlike terms. Check to see if they are like terms or unlike terms. Like terms simply means that they have the same letters in common, while unlike terms means they have different letters. You can only add or subtract like terms, but you cannot add or subtract unlike terms. You can only add or subtract like terms, but you cannot add or subtract unlike terms. Let's look at this example. 2p plus 5q. 2p plus 5q. Oops! P and Q are different letters. That means they are unlike terms. And I cannot add them together because they are unlike terms. I'll just leave the expression the way it is. Hence, it remains 2p plus 5q. Let's look at this other example. 3k plus 5k plus 6m. 3k plus 5k plus 6m. Can you see what I'm seeing? Yes, 3 and 5 have the same letter K. But 6 has a different letter, which is M. We can add 3K and 5K together. Yes, that will be 8K. Correct. But we will just leave 6M the way it is. Finally, I have 8K plus 6M. Great job, guys. Do you know that we can relate algebraic expressions to real-life situations? Follow me. Aisha went to the market to get some food items. She got to Malam Musa's shop and bought one bag of rice only. She also went to Chinedu's shop and bought 2 bags of rice and 4 bags of beans. How many food items did she get altogether? She got 1 bag of rice from Malam Musa, plus 2 bags of rice from Chinedu, plus 4 bags of beans. Let's add it up. 1 bag of rice plus 2 bags of rice is equal to 3 bags of rice. That means she bought in total 3 bags of rice plus 4 bags of beans. In total, she bought 3 bags of rice plus 4 bags of beans. You should know that we cannot add rice and beans together because they are 2 different food items. We cannot add rice and beans together because they are 2 different food items. Yes, I can just say 1R plus 2R plus 4B. So 1R plus 2R plus 4B. That will be 3R plus 4B. Excellent. Let's look at the final example. 7F minus 3F plus 5G. 7F minus 3F plus 5G. 7 and 3 have the same letter F. Hence, I can subtract them from one another. Therefore, 7F minus 3F will give me 4F. Then I have 4F plus 5G. I believe we have learned 1 or 2 things today about algebra. Have fun and stay safe till I see you next week.
Hello everyone, this is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join ACE Radio School on Wazobia Abuja to continue learning while you're at home. This is for nursery, primary and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, STEM subjects. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering and maths. This is an ACE charity initiative. Powered by the Malala Fund.
This section is for secondary school students. Hello students, my name is Ibrahim Mark, your ACE Radio School physics teacher. In our last class, we learned about physical quantities and units. Today, we will be learning about dimensions. Let's get started. The dimension of a physical quantity is defined as the power to which the fundamental quantities are raised to express the physical quantity. That was so complicated, right? Let's break it down. To put it in a simpler form, let us look at the units of all the physical quantities in physics as young children going for a party. I love parties, don't you? The beautiful clothes and shoes the children will be wearing will represent our fundamental units, while the caps and the hats on their heads, caps for boys and hats for ladies, will be the powers to which these fundamental quantities are raised. So, we just spoke about three things: physical quantities, fundamental units, and powers. Good. Remember from our previous class, we listed examples of fundamental quantities to include mass, length, and time. The dimension for these fundamental quantities are uppercase M in square brackets, uppercase L in square brackets, and uppercase T in square brackets, where M represents mass, L in square brackets represents length, and T in square brackets represents time. It is important that you note that for dimensions, we always write them in square brackets. Once again, it is important to note that dimensions are written in square brackets. Let's look at the square brackets as the house in which the party will be taking place. Oh yes, remember, square houses represent square brackets. Yes. Now, you may ask, why do we need to learn about dimensions? Well, dimensions help us confirm if our formulas and units for physical quantities are correct. Remember, a wrong unit will leave us all confused. Just the way your friend was confused when you wrote the letter to him last week, saying you have been home for 2 without putting a unit. This can be similar to wearing the wrong clothes to a party. Everyone will look at you confused, like, are you coming for this party? So it is important you wear the right clothes to the right party, just as much as it is important that you use the right units after your physical quantities. Now, let us examine one of our derived quantity, speed. Speed is the rate at which distance is changing with time. The formula for speed is distance over time. The dimension for distance is L, that is uppercase L in square brackets, which is the same with length, and the dimension for time is uppercase T in square brackets. So we say the dimension for speed is L divided by T, both in square brackets. However, we don't stop here. The over sign or the division sign becomes raised to the power of -1 or -1 of the dimension at the denominator side. What this means is, whenever you have a fraction, you can represent the denominator, that is the lower part, as that particular quantity raised to the power of -1. So the division sign can also be written as the power of -1. Therefore, for speed, our dimension would be L T raised to the power of -1. Everything in a square brackets. With the dimension of speed known, we can derive its SI unit. We get the SI unit for length which is meters, and that of time, which is seconds, and substitute it into the corresponding dimensions. Therefore, the SI unit of speed is meters per second, written as lowercase m, lowercase s raised to the power of -1. Next, we shall study the dimension of velocity. Velocity is defined as the rate of change of displacement with time. That is displacement divided by time. Therefore, displacement is also represented as length. That is capital letter L in square brackets. So, velocity is equal to displacement over time, which is equal to L over T, which is equal to L multiplied by T raised to the power of -1, which is equal to LT raised to the power of -1 in square brackets. From these, we can easily identify the SI unit of velocity as meters per second, written as ms raised to the power of -1. Per is used in physics to represent raised to the power of -1. I know you must be wondering, what then is the difference between speed and velocity, as they have similar formulas and same unit? The difference is speed is a scalar quantity, while velocity is a vector quantity. Yes, scalars and vectors are new concepts. In our next class, however, we shall study them in more details. Your assignment for this week is to figure out the dimension of force. Now, I will give you a clue. The clue is the formula for force is equal to mass times acceleration. Yes, acceleration, another derived quantity which we shall study next week. Send your answers to the numbers that will be called at the end of the session. With this, we have come to the end of today's class. I believe we had fun learning together. Remember, dimensions help us to find the right formulas and units. In our next class, we shall be studying about scalars and vectors. Till I come your way again on Ace Radio School, remember, always wear a smile, as it is the most important accessory you can wear.
Hello once again, children. If you have any questions about what you've learned today, please text 070-3630-3182. Hello everyone, this is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join Ace Radio School on Wazobia, Abuja to continue learning while you're at home. This is for nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, STEM subjects. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths. This is an Ace charity initiative. Powered by the Malala Fund.